start in a seated position in just another minute. So find your seated position where your back is comfortable, where your spine is tall and straight. You can sit up on a block or a pillow if that helps. I mean, that will help to straighten your spine, take some of the strain out of it if it feels like it's difficult sitting up tall. We're just going to become aware of your breath. So start by taking a deep inhale through your nose to the bottoms of your lungs. See if you can feel your rib cage expanding out to the side and forward. That's a deep and full diaphragmatic breath. And that diaphragmatic breath helps to calm your central nervous system, which helps to relax the muscles, which just makes the whole experience better. It's also a way of promoting mindfulness. As you feel that breath enter, you're bringing your awareness into your body. As you exhale, just release any tension, release any thoughts of the past or the future. Take another deep inhale, lengthening your spine. And as you exhale, gently let your head just drop down towards your chin. I don't even say that right. Let your chin drop down towards your chest. We can edit that all out in post-production. Feel that gentle stretch at the back of your neck. If you'd like, you can gently push your elbows down towards the floor. It just kind of anchors the stretch. It gives you just that little bit more. With your next exhale, gently let your right ear come to your right shoulder. Pushing down into that left elbow helps to add just a little bit more of that stretch. You should be feeling it between your ear and your shoulder. Your next exhale drops your head back, your chin up. Feel that stretch down the front of your throat. And then your left ear drops to your left shoulder. A gentle stretch between the right ear and the right shoulder. Pushing that elbow down can help to anchor that stretch a little bit. Bring your awareness to what it is you feel, to the depth of your breath, to the feeling of the stretch. And one more time, letting your chin just drop down towards your chest. With your inhale, your chin rises up to neutral, your arms rise up towards the ceiling, your shoulder blades come down your back. Reach up with your fingertips, but down with your shoulder blades. Reaching down with your shoulder blades engages what's called your latissimus dorsi. It takes some of the load off of the mid back and the neck. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, take your right hand to the side of your head, your left arm behind your back, and gently just let the weight of your right arm draw your right ear towards your right shoulder. So we're going a little deeper. You can push that left elbow down again to anchor that pose, and then bring your attention to where it is you feel tightness. Imagine that you're expanding that area with your breath. Deep inhales, slow exhales. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then release your hands, let your head come back up to a neutral position, your arms float back up to the sky. Shoulder blades down and away from your back. Take a deep inhale here. With an exhale, take it to the other side. Your left hand to the top of your head, your right arm behind you in a sailor's type pose. The weight of your left arm gently drawing your left ear towards your left shoulder. Pushing lightly down to the floor with the right elbow to anchor the pose. And then bring your awareness to your breath. The depth of your breath. Deep inhales, slow exhales. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And slowly release your hand from the top of your head. Let your arms float back up to the ceiling. Shoulder blades down your back. Interlace your fingers and bring them right behind your head. So as you inhale, lift your chin and your chest up. Push your elbows to the back of the room. As you exhale, round gently forward, bringing your elbows together, pushing the air out as your belly pushes into your spine. Inhale it up to the sky. Exhale, round it forward. Follow your own breath. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. One more time. Inhale it up. And exhale it down. One more time, bring it up. The chin to neutral, the arms floating up to the sky. So we're going to take your left arm behind you. Leave your right arm right up in the sky. Now turn your head to look towards your right arm. You're going to let the palm of your right hand come to the top of your head, almost like it's reaching behind, and then gently bring your chin down so it's almost pointed right towards your armpit. Your left elbow gently pushes down into the floor. This stretches another muscle of your neck, your levator. No pinching and no pain, just the weight of your right arm gently drawing that chin down towards the chest. Breathe into the tightness. Exhale, release any tension, any trying. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then slowly release your hand. Let your head come back up to neutral position. Your arms both float up to the ceiling, looking straight ahead. And then take your right arm behind you. Your left arm stays right up. Turn your head to face that left arm, and then let the top of your, I keep saying the top of my hand, the palm of your hand come to the top of your head. And then gently the weight of that left arm draws that chin down towards your armpit. Keep awareness in the spine, that it's straight and at ease. You can gently move your chin back and forth, just finding the areas of tightness. So just gently move until you find the area where it feels like, yeah, that's stretching right up the back of my neck. Push that right elbow gently down towards the floor to anchor the pose, and then breathe. Always remember to bring it back to your breath. Inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then release your hand from the top of your head. Let your head come back up, arms floating up towards the ceiling, lengthening. Take a deep inhale, really lengthen your spine here. With an exhale, take your right hand to your left knee, take your left hand to the floor behind you. So you're gently looking over your left shoulder. A lot of stiffness in the neck and in the shoulders comes from the thoracic spine not being able to move correctly. So this is one of the motions that helps that. Push down into the floor to lengthen your spine. As you exhale, round it a little further. If it hurts your neck to turn it, just look straight ahead, but turn your eyes. That actually does stretch a small muscle, just turning your eyes. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, bring your chest back to the front. A deep inhale to the ceiling, the arms rising up, the shoulder blades coming down. We'll take it to the opposite side. Breathe. Push down into the floor with your right hand. As you exhale, see if you can rotate a little further without pinching, without pain. No numbness, no tingling. Breathe. One more deep inhale here, lengthening. One more slow exhale. A little further if it's available to you. And then slowly bring it back to face the front. We're going to straighten your right leg out. Leave your left knee just down to the floor. You can put that left foot on the inside of your right thigh if you want, or if that's too much for you, just move it down to the inside of your calf. Move your dog so that she's not in the way. Lola, you know you're the star. So, again, if the spine doesn't feel at ease, sit up on a block. It really takes a lot of strain out of it. It feels like a struggle to sit up. That makes it so much easier, and you're not taking anything away from the pose. Pull the toes of your right foot back, gently push the back of your right knee down. Your right kneecap is facing up to the ceiling, and then inhale, lengthen your spine. and breathe. Deep inhale. As you exhale, fall halfway forward. So you're pointing your fingers to where the wall meets the ceiling. With your inhale, you'll reach out through it to create space, and as you exhale, let your hands drop down to the foot or to the ankle or the calf or wherever they find themselves. You can use a strap if you'd like to try and hold, but make sure that your kneecap stays pointing straight up to the ceiling. If you gently push down into the back of your knee, you'll be helping to release the hamstring. No struggles, no strains. So you can stay right here where you are, or to progress this, trying to get more mobility through the thoracic and cervical spine, take your left hand and bring it to the outside of your right ankle. Take your right arm up to the ceiling, inhale it up, and then bring it back down. Tuck it in to the crease between your belly and your thigh, and then turn your chest towards the right. No struggles here, no strains, just mobility. Take a moment to bring your focus back to the breath, a deep breath in through the nose to the bottom of your lungs, a slow exhale, and release. Release any tension, release any trying. One more deep inhale here, either rotated or straight ahead. With an exhale, if you've bound the pose, go ahead and bring your right arm forward so that your chest is facing that leg again, slowly bringing yourself up. And we'll switch sides. So bending your right knee in, take your left leg out straight. Pull the toes back, reach the heel forward, gently pushing the back of your knee down. Inhaling, lengthening your spine, your arms rise up towards the sky, shoulder blades stay down and away from your ears. As you exhale, fall halfway forward. As you inhale, reach out through your hands, create space in your spine, and as you exhale, bring your hands down to your foot, to your calf. The kneecap gently pointing straight up, pushing the back of your knee gently down to the floor. Breathe. Feel that stretch. Feel the depth of your breath. You can stay right here, or if you want to take the pose a little deeper, take your right hand to the outside of your left calf. Inhale your left arm up to the ceiling, reach, and then bring it behind you. Tuck it into the crease between your belly and your thigh, and rotate your chest to the left. And breathe. No struggles, no strains. Close your eyes and feel that stretch. Breathe into the areas that feel tight. Imagine that you're expanding them with your breath. As you exhale, release the tension just a little bit at a time. One more deep inhale here. If you've bound the pose, go ahead and bring your left arm forward to meet your right, folding over that leg. And then slowly bring yourself up. Straightening out both legs. Pull the toes back, reach the heels forward. Inhaling your arms up to the sky, shoulder blades down and away from your ears. As you exhale, fold forward, bringing your hands to the bottoms of your feet or to the ankles or the calves. Don't worry about where they get to, just worry about how your spine feels. Worry about the straight of your leg, the gentle push down into the floor with the back of the knees. Breathe. Each inhale, imagine that you're lengthening your spine. You're creating a little space to allow you to go just a little bit further. And then slowly unfold. Once you're back up and straight, just take a minute, shrug your shoulders in little circles, tilt your ear to the right, tilt your ear to the left, and then make a little circle with your neck. Gentle movements. You might hear snaps, crackles, and pops. It doesn't mean you're old, it means you're dry. And then take the circles in the opposite direction. If you feel like little grittiness in there, that means you probably have some arthritis, and this is one of the best things you can do. As you move your head through all its ranges of motion, you create a fluid that is a lubricant for that gritty, sandy, arthritic feeling. We're going to come onto your hands and knees. So try to get your hands right underneath of your shoulders, your knees right underneath of your hips. We're going to start by loosening up your wrists. So just with the fingertips straight ahead, the palms pressing down, turn the creases of your elbows forward, then turn the creases of your elbows back. It's a way to loosen your shoulders, but more importantly, your wrists. If it feels uncomfortable with your wrist flat out like this, just come up onto your knuckles. It's perfectly fine. Turn the creases of your elbows forward, turn the creases of your elbows back. This is a really good way, especially if you spend a lot of time at a keyboard, to loosen up those wrists. One more time, and then we're going to try and keep the creases of your elbows turned forward. We're going to do a couple of cat and cows. So cat and cow is another great one for the spine. It moves every spinal segment from the bottom, your sacrum, the coccyx, all the way up to the top of your head. So take a deep inhale, let your belly drop, look up to the ceiling. As you exhale, round your back like an angry cat. Push your belly to the spine, bring your chin to your chest, separate your shoulder blades. Inhale it to cow. Belly drops, chin lifts, eyes lift. Exhale to cat. Connect the motion to your breath. Inhaling as you take it to cow. Exhale as you take it to cat. One more full cycle. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Then bring it to a flat back. We're going to take a deep inhale here with an exhale. Pull your belly to your spine. Lift your left arm straight out in front of you and your right leg back and behind you. So this is a strengthening pose. It's strengthening for the muscles that go up along your spine from the bottom to the top. Reach a little further and then look up to the ceiling if you can. See if you can raise that arm and that leg a little higher. Take a deep inhale here with an exhale. Bring your left elbow and your right knee underneath of you. Push the air out. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, bring it under. Push the air out. Inhale, bring it forward. Stay right there, or bend your right knee, reach back with your left hand and hold on to the ankle, kicking that foot into that hand, arching back. Release it, bringing your hand and your knee back underneath of you. And we'll do the same on the other side. Re-engage. Make sure that the creases of your elbows have stayed forward. Take a deep inhale. Your belly expands with the air. As you exhale, the belly pulls to the spine. The right arm reaches in front, the left leg behind. Keep the crease of that left elbow forward as you try to raise that arm and that leg and look up. If it doesn't bother you, creating strength here. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, bring your right elbow to your left knee underneath your body. Push the air out. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it under. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it under. One more time, you're going to reach it out there and either just hold right there or bend your left knee. Reach back with your right hand. Push that foot into your hand. And release. Bringing your arm underneath of you, your hands, your knees underneath of you. Let's just take a moment to rock back and forth here a little bit, loosening the shoulders and the hips. We're going to do thread the needle in a moment. So I just want to make sure everything's nice and lubricated. Take your hips forward and back. And then just bring your shoulders over top your hands, your hips over top your knees, and begin to make a small circle. Your hips circling around your knees. That will automatically take your shoulders around your hands. Slow the circle down. See if you can connect it to your breath. Inhaling up one half of the circle. Exhaling down the opposite side. And then reverse the direction of your circle. And breathe. Connect your circle to your breath. One more full circle, ending with your shoulders just above your hands, your hips just above your knees. So we're going to do the thread the needle. This is another one that's great for mobility of the thoracic spine and the cervical spine. So start by walking your knees out to the outside edges of your mat. Bring your big toes together. You're making a V formation with your lower extremity. You're going to take your right arm out to the right and look out to it. Reach your fingertips as if the wall was just an inch away from you. As you inhale, take that up to the ceiling. As you exhale, take it underneath of you, but stay up on that left arm straight for the moment. We're going to reach as far as you can and then take it back. The right arm comes up to the ceiling with an inhale. Follow your arm with your head, with your eyes. Take it underneath. One more time, take it up to the ceiling with an inhale. As you exhale, we'll bring it under and keep it there. This is the point where you can stay there on that left arm straight or bend the left elbow. Or you can bring your right ear all the way to the floor. Find an expression of each and every pose that you can hold with ease. Pull your right shoulder down and away from your ear and breathe. Feel your belly expanding. As you exhale, feel yourself relaxing into the pose. No struggles and no strains. You can stay right here or lift your left leg up, pointing the toes towards the wall where it meets the ceiling behind you. This just puts a little bit more stretch onto the neck and side bending. So be mindful of your neck. Reach those toes, lengthen, and then bring that knee back to the floor. You can stay right here, or you can drop your hips all the way down to your heels. No struggles, no strains. Breathe. Breathe deeply into your belly. Exhale, melt. If this hurts your knees, you can just drop onto your back or even sit and just draw your knees into your chest. We won't be here but just another second or two. Take another deep inhale, filling your belly, feeling it pressing into your thighs. As you exhale, lift your head, start to slide your left arm back towards you so you can use that left arm to push you up. We're going to get your left hand, your left knee, and your left foot in one line. Then we're going to take that right foot back to meet that line, and then take your right arm up to the sky. So if you have a balance issue and you need a little bit more stability, just take your left foot, swing it off your mat so that you have a wider base of support. Look up at your right arm if it doesn't bother your neck. If you'd like, you can lift your right leg from the floor. Breathe. Feel the strength of the pose. Now let your right arm come down along your ear, reaching for the front of the room. Reach between your fingertips and your toes. Feel that strength. Don't lose your breath. Drop the right foot to the floor. Bring your right hand to the floor and come back to all fours. Brilliant. So we're going to step your knees apart again, bringing your big toes together, just repositioning so we can do the whole series on the opposite side. Turn the crease of your right elbow forward. Take your left arm out to the left and look out to the arm. As you inhale, take the arm to the ceiling. As you exhale, tuck it underneath of you. Thread the needle. Leave your right arm straight for the moment. Inhale it up to the ceiling. Exhale it to the floor behind you. One more time, take it up to the ceiling with an inhale. As you exhale, thread the needle, either staying on a straight right arm or dropping down to that right elbow. Staying right there or dropping your left ear all the way to the floor. If your ear is on the floor, you're really doing a deep stretch of the deep cervical muscles and the bones. So if it doesn't feel right for you, stop. Lift your head from the floor. You can put your forehead straight down. You can do whatever you'd like, but breathe. Bring the attention to what it is you feel. Draw your left shoulder down and away from your left ear. The tendency is to bunch it all up in there. This is giving you a little bit more of a stretch. Stay right where you are or lift your right leg, pointing your toes to where the wall meets the ceiling in the back of the room. This just deepens that side bending rotation stretch in the cervicals. And breathe. If you have that leg up in the air, bring it down and back underneath of you. Stay right here or drop your hips all the way down to your heels. You can also put a pillow between your calves and your thighs in the back so that you don't get your knees quite so bent. Or just skip this part of the pose altogether. It's perfectly fine. Awareness is our goal. Breathe so that you feel your belly expanding into your thighs. And as you exhale, just let yourself melt. Don't make it your goal to release all the tightness and all the tension in just one breath.
Try to let a little bit at a time go along with your exhale. One more deep inhale here, and then with an exhale, slowly lift your head. Slowly slide your right hand back towards you so you can use that right arm to push you up. And then line up your right hand, your right knee, and your right foot. Take your left foot back to meet that line, and then raise your left arm up to the sky. Look up to your left arm if it doesn't bother your neck, and breathe. Stay right there, or take your right foot and take it off the side of your mat, and then lift your foot, your left foot, and breathe. No struggles, no strains. Feel the strength of the pose. Check in with that crease of your right elbow. Make sure it's still pointing ahead of you. And then drop your left arm along your left ear, reaching for the front of the room, through the toes, through the fingertips, the entire left side of your body. And then bring the left foot to the ground. Bring the left hand to the ground. Back to a flat tabletop position. Slowly dropping down into child's pose, bringing your hips to your heels. So you can sit a pillow in between your legs, something to help hold you up so your knees aren't quite so compressed if that causes you pain. Or you can just lie on your back, pull your knees to your chest, let your shoulders and your jaw relax. You'll be getting this exact same pose without the weight pressing down through your knees. Breathe. No strain, no pains, no tingling or numbness into the arms. So we're going to try a little bit of a strengthening pose. This is a way of getting some compression through your cervical discs. Your discs in the neck and in the thoracics and the low back are like shock absorbers. So sometimes they need a little bit of pressure to push them out. So what you're going to do, if you choose to do this pose, is to bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers so that your arms are right on your hips, on your back. Bring your forehead to the ground and then roll just slightly so that the top of your head is on the floor, and then lift your hips from the ground. So you're not really putting pressure through the top of your head, it's just a placeholder. Then you can stay right there, or you can lift your arms up towards the sky. Lowering your arms back down to your hips. Bring your hands to the floor and then slowly lift your head and bring yourself into Thunderbolt. I think that last one was called Rabbit, but I'm not so sure. I forget all these names. So just take a moment. We're going to just loosen up our necks again. Just let your chin drop to your chest. Circle it to the right, to the back. Left ear to left shoulder. Chin to the chest. And let's just do one circle in the opposite direction. Left ear to left shoulder, chin to the ceiling, right ear to right shoulder, chin back down to your chest. Let your head come up to a neutral position, looking straight ahead, and just circle your shoulders back. Just make some big circles with your shoulders, loosening them up, and breathing. Take the circles in the opposite direction. Brilliant. Then we're going to try and push up onto your knees. So if this bothers your knees, you can fold your mat in half so you have a little extra cushioning for your knees to rest on, or you could just put a pillow right underneath them. It's perfectly fine. Let's bring your hands into heart center. So another direction that we very rarely bring our spine into is extension. Extension through the thoracics and through the lumbar and even through the cervical. So the key to keeping a healthy neck or any other body part is to move it through all of its ranges of motion, especially the ones that we don't use. We spend our days at keyboards in a flexed position, everything going forward, so it's occasionally a good idea to do some backward stuff. So your hands are at the heart center. We're going to take your arms up to the ceiling, palms press into each other, and just arch back slightly, looking up at your hands. If you push lightly into the palms of your hands, you'll feel your shoulders disengage. It almost gives it a little bit more ease to allow you to bend back further. And then bring your hands back to your heart center. Bring yourself back to a regular upright position. So you can do that exact same thing again. Or you can bring your hands to your sacrum in the back.
Taking a deep inhale to your belly. As you exhale, arch back even further. Use your hands to support your low back. Let your chin reach up towards the sky. No pinching or pain in the neck if it hurts. Just bring your chin to a neutral position. You can still get the extension through the thoracic spine without having your head drop back. And then release your hands back to heart center. So we're going to do the same thing again. You have two different options. And your third option, start with your hands on your sacrum, arching yourself back, and then dropping your hands to your heels. For camel. Find the expression of the pose you can hold with ease. For one more deep inhale, and then slowly bring yourself back up and out of it. Bringing yourself back down to thunderbolt, your hips to your heels. And just breathe for a moment. Move your neck to loosen it as you like. Breathing. Bringing yourself up onto your knees again. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, take your right foot forward and breathe. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, gently bring your right knee forward. No pain in the knee. So you're trying to get your knee just out in front. Take a deep inhale with an exhale. Take your arms up to the ceiling. If that doesn't bother your neck, look up. Little bit of extension and breathe. Stay right here or remove your arms back to the room behind you like wings spread open wide, stretching through the chest, your pec muscles. Those muscles are ones that pull you forward, your shoulders together and back rounded. Breathe. Stay right here or curl the toes of your left foot under and lift your left knee from the floor. And breathe. Squeeze that back leg if you've lifted it and feel the strength of your pose. Bend your right knee a little bit deeper if you want more strengthening. One more breath here. And then release that left knee back to the floor, hands back to heart center. So we're going to take a little bit of a twist here. Take a deep inhale with an exhale. Take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Push into your hands and try to get your chest to face the wall in front of you. Breathe. Lengthen your neck. So imagine a string pulled right out of the top of your head, pulling, lengthening, creating space. Stay here or lift your left knee from the floor. Your choice. Find an expression of the pose that you can hold with ease, without struggle, without strain. And then slowly drop that left knee if you've raised it. Bring your chest back to face the front. Take your hips back to your left heel. Straightening your right leg. Just a small little hamstring stretch while we're here. It's really good for your toes as well. If you're up on your toes, you're stretching the plantar fascia. If you have the top of your foot flat, that's perfectly fine. You're just stretching the ankle muscles on top. Stay right here or lean forward over that right leg. Breathe. One more deep inhale here. As you exhale, push back up onto that left knee. Take your right knee underneath of you, drop your hips to your heels, and breathe. So we're doing a lot of rotation. Just be mindful. If it doesn't feel right for you, don't do it. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, lift up onto your knees. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, bring your left foot forward. Breathe. Slowly sinking into that left knee. You're stretching a really good muscle in the right. It's called your psoas. Take your arms to the ceiling if that doesn't bother your neck, looking up and breathing. No struggles and no strains. Stay right here or open your arms like wings to the back of the room, spreading your chest muscle open. Feel that opening. It's one of the best things you can do for shoulder and neck mobility. Breathe. Stay right here or curl the toes of your right foot under and lift for crescent lunge. Squeeze that back leg straight. This is an option. You don't have to do this. Let your knees bend. Feel the strength of the pose. And then drop down to that right knee, hands to heart center. Taking the twist to the opposite side, your right elbow comes to the outside of your left knee, gently pushing into your hands to rotate your chest to face the wall. Lengthening your neck. Remember that string out of the top of your head. Imagine that you're trying to get pulled right through that string, touching the wall in front of you with the top of your head. Stay here or lift your right knee from the floor. Breathe. No struggles and no strains. Squeeze that back leg straight. And then lower that right knee to the floor. Hands to heart center. Slowly drop your hips back to your heel. Straightening the leg of your left if you can. Pull the toes back and breathe. Folding forward over that leg if you'd like. And then slowly release. Bringing yourself back up onto your right knee. Take your left leg underneath of you. Bring it down to Thunderbolt. So in Thunderbolt, you can use a block or a pillow. Just set it right between your calves and your thighs. It takes some of the pressure off of your knees if that's a problem for you. We're done being on our knees for today. My knees are old and a little bit cranky. So just let your head drop side to side, chin to the floor and back. Circle around one way, circle around the other way. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to come to standing. You want to try and see if you can come up first, then one foot, then the other foot meets it for standing. Babe, you might want to step back a little bit so people can see your pretty face. There you go. So we're going to start by bringing your feet together. Big toes touching, heels touching. Take your arms to the ceiling. Press gently into the palms. Take a deep inhale with an exhale so you can raise your heels up off the ground. Come up onto your toes. Feel the strength of the pose. Try not to pinch your ears with your shoulder blades. Slowly lower your heels to the ground. Take your right hand and grab your left wrist. With an exhale, take that left wrist over towards the right. Look up at your left arm if it doesn't bother your neck. Side bending of your spine with rotation through the cervical spine. Side bending of your thoracic and lumbar spine. It gaps it, it opens it. We're creating space. Breathe into that left rib cage as you inhale. As you exhale, see if you can go just a little further and then bring it back to the center. Releasing your wrists, palms into prayer position, lifting your heels from the ground, shoulder blades down your back. Slowly lower your heels to the ground. Taking your left hand, grabbing onto your right wrist with an exhale, take it over to the left. Look up at your right arm if it doesn't bother your neck and allow that side bending and rotation stretch to happen with ease. Your chest should be facing the wall in front of you, not down towards the floor. Breathe one deep inhale. Feel the rib cage on that right side opening. With your exhale, bring it back to the center. Palms together in prayer position. One more time, lifting your heels from the floor. Slowly lowering to the floor. Slowly letting your arms come back and down and by your sides to mountain pose. So the palms are facing forward. The big toes touching, the heels touching. This is a balance pose. So if you feel like you're challenged, that's great. If you don't feel like you're challenged, give me a minute. So big toes touch, heels touch. Try to push your knees to the room behind you to straighten those legs out. Now gently try to rotate your thighs in towards each other as if you were trying to touch the front of your kneecaps together. Feel the strength that it takes just to do that. Then pull your belly into your spine and slightly up as if you were trying to tuck it in the rib cage. Inhale your shoulders up to your ears and then back and down and together, your chest puffed up proud towards the sky. And breathe. Close your eyes to make this more challenging of a balance pose, and then go back in and check with your points of reference that you're equal weight between the big toe, the little toe, and the heel. That your thighs are rotated gently in towards each other. That your belly is gently pulled to your spine. That your shoulder blades are gently down and together. Breathe. Feel all of the postural muscles working together. And then we're going to open your eyes, bring your hands into heart center. Spread your feet apart just to the width of your hips. We're going to make our ways down to the floor lying on your back. If you'd like to, you can be a little bit more challenging with it. Lift your heels from the ground. Start to bend your knees, bring your arms out in front. Bend your knees. Don't let them come pressing together or flailing far apart. Once you're down, bring your hands to the floor and then straighten your legs out. Come on, people. Float and down. So legs are straight. Push down into the floor, your hands on your sides to help lengthen your spine. Just lift your hips an inch from the ground. So that just lowers them back down. That just gives a little bit of a traction. Push down again. Lift your hips. Just wiggle your hips a little bit. Let them shake out. Let them hang. And then down. We're going to pull the toes back. We're going to bring your arms out forward and slowly make your way to the floor. Now, if that's bad for your back, just bend your knees. Use your arms to help lower you down. It's perfectly fine. But if you can do it through some core strength, that's great as well. Pull the toes back, shoulders back. Now, when you get yourself flat to the floor, make sure that your chin is pointing down your body. If that means sliding a block underneath of your head to give you a more neutral position, that's perfectly fine. And breathe. Breathe deep into the very bottom of your lungs. Take a deep inhale. Let your arms rise up towards the ceiling. With an exhale, let them fall to the floor behind you. And breathe. Take a deep inhale here. With an exhale, walk your left arm out to the left as far as you comfortably can, still backing over your head, and then walk your right arm over to meet it. Take your left leg out to the left as far as you comfortably can, and then bring your right leg over to meet it. We're in a supine bow pose. So it's similar to what we did in standing. You just got to make sure that your spine is perfectly aligned now because gravity has got you doing it. So you can make this deeper by taking your left hand, grabbing onto your right wrist and pulling it over towards the left. You can stay here or take your right ankle and put it on top of your left ankle to anchor that whole side. Don't let your right hip come up off the floor. Breathe. Breathe into that bow. Feel it stretching all the way through the right side of your body. Take one purposeful and mindful breath into the depth of your lungs. Feel the stretch. Feel the breath as it comes out, releasing along with it tension. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then release your right hand back to the floor behind you and move your left arm back to the center to meet it. Release your right leg back to the center and release your left leg back to meet it. Take your right leg out to the right as far as you comfortably can. Bring your left leg over to meet it. Your right arm out to the right, your left arm over to meet it, opening the bow on the opposite side. Stay here or grab your left wrist with your right ankle. I want to see that. With your right wrist. With your right hand. Good Lord, the English language is escaping me today. Stay right here or lift your left foot and just let it rest on top of your right foot. Creates an anchor, and then make sure your left hip comes down to the floor. So the tendency here is to kind of roll a little bit. I want to keep your spine flat. So push down into your left hip. Breathe into that left bow. Expand the areas that feel tight or restricted with your breath. And as you exhale, allow them to melt. No struggles, no strains. Breathe. Feel one purposeful breath as it enters. Feel that breath as it slowly drizzles out. And then release your left leg back to the center of your mat. Release your right leg back to meet it. Release your left hand back to the center and your right hand back to meet it. Your chin pointing down your body. Reach back with your fingertips. Reach forward with the heels of your feet. No struggles and no strains. Take a deep inhale here. With an exhale, draw your knees to your chest. Let your arms float down to meet them. Holding on to your knees with your hands, just gently Pull them into your chest, and then let your shoulders relax. Let your jaw relax. No struggles or no strains. Breathe. Feel your belly press against your thighs, and as you exhale, see if you can gently draw your knees in a little deeper. And then slowly release your feet to the ground. So you're going to keep your knees bent, your feet flat. We're going to bring your arms next to you. Make fists and have those fists pointing up towards the ceiling, but your elbows are lying on the floor. We're going to do a little posterior chain strengthening. So the muscles that go up your back, as I said, they tend to get weak when we have a posture of sitting at a keyboard, our shoulders rounded forward, our head forward. So strengthening the posterior chain, all the muscles on the back, is one of the best things you can do. Try and help. Pull yourself into good posture, which is always the key. A good posture at ease. So you make fists with your hands, your elbows down, your knees are separated just about the width of your hip. Feet are flat. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, your belly comes to your spine. Push your elbows into the floor and lift your hips from the ground. So the pushing of the elbows down helps to strengthen the shoulder blade muscles, the ones that help pull your chest back. See if you can lift up a little bit higher. Squeeze your gluteal muscles and lift just a little higher. Push those elbows down and then slowly lower one vertebra at a time to the floor. By being purposeful about laying it back down, your spine to the floor, you're using little muscles that go between each vertebrae. They're called multifidi. We very rarely strengthen them, so this is a really good way to do it. Let's take another one. Take a deep inhale to your belly. You exhale, your belly comes to the spine to protect it. You push your elbows down. You lift your hips up. Push those elbows down on the floor with as much force as you comfortably can. Stay right here, or lift your left leg up, pointing the toes of your left foot to where the wall meets the ceiling in front. Push down into those elbows and feel the strength. Bring your left foot back to the floor. Lower one vertebra at a time to the floor. One more time. Deep inhale to your belly. As you exhale, push the belly to the spine. Push the elbows to the floor. Lift your hips from the ground, squeezing your gluteal muscles. See if you can lift a little higher, pushing those elbows down. Stay here or straighten your right leg, pointing your toes to where the wall meets the ceiling. Feel the strength of your pose. Squeeze. Bring that right foot to the ground. Lower one vertebra at a time to the floor. That was so much fun. Let's do one more. Take a deep inhale to your belly. Exhale, belly to spine. Elbows push down into the floor. Lift your hips from the ground. Breathe. Squeeze. Lift the hips a little higher. Stay here or lift your heels from the ground. See if you can squeeze and lift a little higher. And then slowly lower your heels to the ground. Slowly lower your back one vertebra at a time. Once your back is flat, just gently let your knees come walk together. So both feet walk together, the knees walk together. Let your knees drop to the right, turn your head to the left. Just a gentle spinal twist all the way from your cervical spine through your lumbar. Breathe. As you exhale, melt. A deep inhale to your belly. With an exhale, lift your knees from the floor and take them all the way over to the left. Turning your head to the right if that doesn't bother your neck. Allowing the spine to have a nice, gentle stretch. Breathe. Deep inhale to your belly. As you exhale, bring yourself to a flat back. Once your back is flat, we're going to prepare for final relaxation. So you can straighten out your legs, or you can put a pillow underneath of your knees. What I'd like is your arms to be by your side, your palms facing up. Your chin gently pointing down your body. Let the backs of your hands rest on the floor. Take a deep inhale to your belly. As you exhale, feel your body melting into the mat. Take another deep inhale. And a slow exhale. Turn the music down. I don't know where your phone is. So we're going to try to bring yourself to awareness to your breath. We're going to go through a rapid succession of moving through different body parts to try to bring your awareness just to them. It is purposely done in a rapid manner so that your mind can't begin to wander. We're moving to another body part. We're bringing our focus there. It's a way to trick your mind into being in this moment, not allowing it the space to jump forward or back. If you notice any distractions, just let them go and go back to the body part that we are focusing on. Sometimes those distractions are just clues from the universe to check back in. So start by taking one deep breath in through your nose to the bottom of your lungs, slowly letting it drizzle out. I'm going to ask you to bring your awareness just to your right foot. Any sensation that you feel at that right foot, the weather, the temperature of the air, the weight of your foot on the floor, just bring all of your awareness to that right foot, whatever sensations you find there. And then switch your focus to your left foot, the heel on the floor, the air on your skin. Then we're going to switch your attention to your right leg, all the way from the heel, all the way up to your hip. Feel the weight of your leg as it lies on the floor. Feel the skin. Feel your clothing touching your skin. Just in your right leg, from the heel all the way up to the hip. And then switch your attention to your left leg. The entirety of that leg, from the heel to the hip, the front, the back, the skin, the weight, the temperature. And then shift your attention to the back of your right hand as it lies on the floor. Just feel the weight of it there. Feel the palm exposed to the air. Feel the fingers individually. And then shift your attention to your left hand. Perhaps you can feel the pulse at your wrist. Whatever sensations draw your attention to that left hand, just keep them focused there. And then shift your attention to your right arm, from the fingertips all the way up to the shoulder. Feel the weight of it as it lies on the floor. Feel the temperature of the air or the weight of your clothing on the skin. And then shift your attention to your left arm, from the fingertips all the way to the shoulder. Perhaps you feel the pulse in the entire arm. Perhaps you feel the temperature of the air. Feel the top of the arm. Feel the backside of the arm. And then bring your attention to the back of your head, the weight of your head as it lies on the floor. Just feel the heaviness of your head as it touches the floor. Bring your attention to the right side of your face, as if there's drawn a line right through your nose, through your chin, and just feel your right cheek. Feel your right eyelid. Find a sound to hear with just your right ear. Find one in the distance. Focus on it. And then find one close. Focus on that. Shift your attention to the left side of your face. Feel the jaw. Feel the hair. Find a sound to focus on with your left ear in the distance. And find one that's closer. And now bring your focus and attention to the entire right side of your body. Imagine a line drawn down the center. Feel the right side of your face, the right shoulder, through the arm, your chest, your low back. Feel the right hip and the right leg. See if you can bring all of your focus and attention just to the right side of your body. Then switch to the left side of your body, from the toes all the way to the top of your head, feeling the weight of that body on the floor, feeling the temperature of the air against the skin just on the left side. Feel the air as it enters your left nostril. Whatever sensations draw your attention to the left side of your body. Then shift your attention to the full front side of your body, the skin, the weight of your clothes, from the top of your head to the toes on both sides, but just the sensations at the front of your body. And then switch to the sensations at the back of your body, the weight of your body on the floor, from the heels to the back of your head. And then see if you can the entire body, feeling it all as one field of sensation. Not separate parts, but entirely. Take a deep breath into your lungs and feel how that stretches through your fingers and your toes. Sometimes when you breathe in deeply, your toes are pulled up just gently as the fascia pulls. See if you can bring all of your focus to the entirety of your body. And then shift your attention away from your body into a thought. Bring to mind a thought of gratitude for a person, for a place, for an event, a job, for someone coming into your life, or for someone leaving it. Try to find a thought of gratitude and hold it in mind. And then just take a moment to feel your body in gratitude. No labels, just feel what your body feels like while you hold a thought of gratitude. You're teaching your body the awareness of the energy of gratitude. And then release your thought of gratitude and let your mind become still. Let any thought or distraction you notice drift away without a story, without an attachment. You'll slowly start to bring your awareness back to your body by wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. Spreading your fingers apart, spreading your toes apart, and feeling that space between your fingers, feeling the space between the toes. Then let your hands and your feet relax. Take a deep inhale and gently draw your shoulders up towards your ears. As you exhale, slide your arms down the floor towards your feet and just feel that gentle stretch on either side of your neck all the way to the shoulders. And then let them relax. Gently let your head rock from side to side, just waking up the muscles around your neck. See if you notice it feels any more loose, that it moves more freely than it did when we began class. And then let your head come to whatever position is comfortable for you. Take a deep inhale, filling your lungs to the bottom. Let your arms rise up towards the sky. As you exhale, let your arms fall to the floor behind you. As you inhale, reach back with your fingertips, reach forward with your heels. As you exhale, draw your knees to your chest. Let your arms float down to hug your knees into your chest. Let your shoulders relax, let your jaw relax. If you'd like, you can begin to rock from side to side, just gently waking up the spine with awareness as it rolls on the floor. And When you're ready, roll over onto your right side, lying there in a fetal position with your neck and head supported by a pillow, by a block, or by your hands made into a pillow. Bring your awareness to one more breath, deeply made into the bottom of your lungs, slowly released. And then push yourself up to an easy seated position. Easy seated position is anyone where your spine is straight and at ease. So that can be in a chair. It can be sitting up on a pillow. Let the backs of your hands come to rest on the tops of your knees. Lengthen your spine with an inhale. With an exhale, see if you can hold that lengthened posture with ease. Take another deep inhale, lengthening your spine. With an exhale, bring your hands into heart center, your thumbs gently pressed into your chest. Let your chin gently drop down. You guys have done a wonderful job again. Namaste. Have a wonderful day.